Hi guys, today we're going to dive in a hot debate that has been there in the tech community for quite a while now. And that's the question why you should consider switching to Linux. A few weeks ago I tried switching to Linux by using Ubuntu or Linux Mint, but I inevitably failed. And after a few weeks I went back running towards Windows again. And I will tell you everything about that. Installing Linux is very easy. There are hundreds of tutorials out there. So let's get started. Why Linux? And what makes Linux so special compared to Windows? Well, let's break it down into a few key points. We're going to talk about performance, customization, and community support. Unlike Windows, which has a standard look and feel to it, Linux offers a wide variety of desktop environments, from GNOME to KDE to more lightweight varieties. You can tailor the operation system completely to your liking and make it look and function exactly the way you want it to. Want a Mac-like dock? No problem. Prefer the Windows taskbar? Go ahead. The possibilities are endless, allowing you to create a computing environment that suits your style. Plus, Linux provides more control about permissions and updates, reducing the risk of unwanted software installations. When it comes to performance, Linux shines, especially on older hardware. While Windows can be really resource intensive, Linux can run smooth on less powerful hardware, giving old machines a new lease on life. Whether you have a high-end gaming PC or a 10-year-old laptop, efficient and fast, making the most of your system resources. I mean, gaming has gotten really good on Linux since the launch of the Steam Deck. Right now there is a nice website that states all the games from Steam that works on Linux, or they provide a workaround how you can make it work on Linux. And last but not least, let's talk about the Linux community. The Linux community is online, very active and also very helpful. But if Linux is so great, why is not everyone using it? First of all, Linux is not that user-friendly. And I know that Ubuntu has its dedicated app center, and other distros probably have something similar. However, for the apps that are not in the App Store, you'll need to use the terminal. And I don't care about people loving the terminal or loving the power that it gives to you. It's not user-friendly. And another problem, but that's not the fault of Linux, another problem that I've encountered, and that's the reason why I can't switch to Linux, is that a lot of software is not made for Linux. And I'm talking about industry standard stuff. For instance, I make YouTube videos. I edit my videos in Adobe Premiere Pro, I make my thumbnails in Adobe Photoshop, and I make my proxies in Adobe Media Encoder. And these apps are not available on Linux. Now I know that there are some alternatives to these applications, but sadly none of them are as good integrated as the Adobe Creative Cloud. Besides the integration, I would need to learn all the different apps that I need to use right now. But that's not my biggest problem. And another problem that I encountered is the fact that I am following a study right now, and all our tests are done on laptops, on our personal laptops. And we need to install some kind of anti-cheat software on our laptops. However, there is no Linux version of it. That means that if I use Linux as my main machine on my main laptop, I won't be able to do my tests. And to be honest, I can find workarounds for those little things. For Adobe I can find workarounds, for the tests I can find workarounds. But my biggest problem is that Microsoft 365 is not available on Linux. For instance, I get a OneDrive provided through my school where I want to place all of my schoolwork, not personal stuff obviously, but I want to put all my schoolwork on it, and there is no easy way to do that. Or God forbid, I've written a whole document in LibreOffice and forgot to save it as a .docs file. And my professor can't grade my work because he's not able to open it. The hard thing about being a Linux user is that you are being the outcast. You are the different one. So you need to conform to standards from macOS or Windows. I mean, like around 7 years ago, Mac people had these same issues that we still have on Linux nowadays. And Linux warriors, don't get me wrong, I really want to change towards Linux. I hate the telemetry data that Windows collects. I hate how inefficient Windows is with resources, and I despise the fact that older laptops are not able to install Windows 11. I know it's possible, but there are some hopes on it. See this video. In conclusion, I recently tried to change to Linux and I horribly failed. But if you have a secondary older laptop, I would strongly recommend you to give Linux a try, because for some things it is just amazing. Before ending this video, I want to thank you all for the response on my latest video on the Nothing Phone 2a. It has been a blast, and I'm going to do a gaming test on that phone very, very shortly. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.